The year was 1966. The Beatles dominated the airwaves, the space race was in full swing, and on American roads, one car was capturing the hearts of an entire generation. The Ford Mustang had already proven itself a phenomenon, but in 1966, Ford refined their pony car into something even more special. And among the Mustang lineup, one body style stood above the rest as the ultimate expression of style, performance, and pure automotive desire, the 1966 Mustang 2+2 Fastback. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into this iconic machine. We'll explore what made the 1966 model year unique, why the fastback body style became the choice of enthusiasts, and what it's like to own and appreciate one of these beauties more than half a century later. When Ford introduced the Mustang in April of 1964, they knew they had something special. But even Lee Iacocca and his team couldn't have predicted just how explosive the demand would be. The Mustang sold over 400,000 units in its first year alone, shattering every record in automotive history. By 1966, Ford had the opportunity to refine their creation. This wasn't about reinventing the wheel, it was about making an already great car even better. The 1966 Mustang represented the second full model year of production, and Ford used this opportunity to address early criticisms while enhancing the elements that made the car so beloved. The changes were subtle but significant. Ford's philosophy was clear: don't mess with success, but don't rest on your laurels either. Looking at a 1966 Mustang, you might think it's identical to the 1965 model at first glance. But spend a little time studying the details, and the differences become apparent. The most notable change was to the grille. Ford replaced the honeycomb pattern of the 1965 model with a more aggressive floating horse corral design. The grille bars now floated in front of a blacked-out background, giving the front end a bolder, more assertive appearance. The iconic galloping horse emblem remained centered and proud, but the overall effect was more refined. The side scoops behind the doors received a subtle update as well. While the 1965 models featured a more ornate trim treatment, the 1966 versions displayed cleaner, simpler styling cues. Ford also revised the gas cap design, giving it a more integrated appearance. For the fastback specifically, Ford emphasized the 2+2 designation with chrome badging. This wasn't just a marketing term, it communicated that while this was primarily a two-seater sports car, there was functional rear seating for 2 additional passengers. The fastback roofline swept dramatically toward the rear, creating one of the most recognizable silhouettes in automotive history. The 2+2 Fastback was the performance statement of the Mustang lineup. While the coupe and convertible were beautiful in their own right, the Fastback possessed an aggressive stance that screamed speed even when standing still. That sweeping roofline wasn't just for show. It served multiple purposes. Aerodynamically, the Fastback design reduced drag compared to the notchback coupe, giving it a slight performance advantage at higher speeds. The elongated rear window created a dramatic visual effect, and the functional rear louvers on some models added both style and ventilation. The proportions of the Fastback were essentially perfect. A long hood, short rear deck, and that distinctive roofline combined to create visual harmony. Designers had studied European sports cars and American muscle car trends, and the Fastback represented the ideal marriage of both worlds. The rear seat, while admittedly cozy, could fold down to create additional cargo space, a practical touch that made the Fastback more versatile than a pure two-seater sports car. Ford understood that different buyers had different needs, and the 1966 Mustang offered a range of power plants to satisfy everyone from the economy-minded commuter to the straight-line speed demon. The base engine was the 200 cubic inch inline-six, producing 120 horsepower. While not exactly thrilling, this engine provided reliable transportation and excellent fuel economy. Many six-cylinder Mustangs served as daily drivers for young buyers who simply wanted to own a piece of the Mustang dream. Moving up the ladder, the 289 cubic inch V8 was available in several configurations. The two-barrel version produced 200 horsepower, a significant jump from the six-cylinder and enough to transform the driving experience entirely. The four-barrel 289 pushed output to 225 horsepower, offering genuine performance that could hold its own against most competitors of the era. But the crown jewel was the 289 high-performance engine, commonly known as the K-code. This solid lifter, high-compression monster produced 271 horsepower and featured a more aggressive camshaft, stronger connecting rods, and better breathing heads. A K-code Fastback was a serious performance machine, capable of running the quarter-mile in the low 15-second range with a skilled driver. For the truly speed-obsessed, the GT package bundled performance upgrades including the disc brake option, stiffer suspension, dual exhaust with GT-specific tips, and fog lamps integrated into the grille. A GT-equipped Fastback with the 289 high-performance engine represented the pinnacle of 1966 Mustang performance. Sliding behind the wheel of a 1966 Mustang 2+2, you're greeted by an interior that balances sportiness with comfort. The dashboard design carried over from 1965, featuring the distinctive double cowl layout with a cluster of 5 round gauges housed in front of the driver. Ford offered numerous options to personalize the interior. The interior decor group, commonly called the pony interior, added running horse emblems on the seat backs, upgraded door panels, and special trim pieces that elevated the cabin ambience considerably. The optional rally pack mounted a clock and tachometer atop the steering column, putting critical information directly in the driver's line of sight. For performance driving, knowing your engine speed was essential, and the rally pack became a popular choice among enthusiasts. Bucket seats were standard, as was a floor-mounted shifter for manual transmission cars. 3-speed and 4-speed manual transmissions were available, along with the C4 automatic for those who preferred convenience over control. Optional equipment included air conditioning, power steering, power brakes, and a center console with additional storage. Buyers could also choose from an impressive array of exterior colors and interior trim combinations, ensuring that no two Mustangs had to be exactly alike. The 1966 Mustang didn't just look fast, it proved itself on racetracks around the world. In SCCA Trans Am racing, Mustangs battled against Camaros, Cougars, and Javelins, earning victories and building the performance reputation that would define the nameplate for decades. Carroll Shelby, the legendary racing driver and designer, had already begun transforming Mustangs into the fearsome GT350. While technically a separate model, the Shelby GT350 was based on the Fastback body and demonstrated just how capable the platform could be when pushed to its limits. On drag strips across America, modified Mustangs were setting records and winning trophies. The 289 engine proved remarkably receptive to performance modifications, and a cottage industry of speed parts emerged to serve the Mustang community. Even in international motorsport, the Mustang made its mark. Rally events and endurance races saw Mustangs competing against purpose-built sports cars, often with surprising success. The 1966 Mustang 2+2 Fastback arrived at the perfect moment in American culture. The country was young, optimistic, and hungry for excitement. The Mustang delivered all of that and more. In film and television, the Mustang became a symbol of cool. While the 1968 Fastback would later achieve immortality in Bullitt, the foundation was laid in these early years. The car represented freedom, youth, and the open road. For a generation of baby boomers, the Mustang was the first car they truly desired. It was attainable yet aspirational, practical yet exciting. The Fastback, with its aggressive styling, was the version they pinned to their walls and dreamed about owning. Today, the 1966 Mustang 2+2 Fastback remains one of the most collectible and desirable classic cars available. Values have climbed steadily over the decades, particularly for well-documented, numbers-matching examples. K-code cars command significant premiums, as do GT-equipped Fastbacks with desirable color combinations. Rare options like the interior decor group, rally pack, and factory air conditioning add to both value and collectibility. Perhaps most importantly, the 1966 Mustang remains accessible. Unlike some exotic classics that require specialized knowledge and deep pockets, the Mustang enjoys abundant parts availability and a massive community of enthusiasts ready to help newcomers. The 1966 Ford Mustang 2+2 Fastback represents everything that made American automobiles great in the 1960s. It combines style, performance, and affordability in a package that captured the imagination of an entire nation. Whether you're drawn to its sweeping fastback roofline, its rumbling V8 engine options, or simply the feeling of sitting behind that steering wheel and imagining the open road ahead, the 1966 Mustang 2+2 Fastback remains an icon for good reason. More than 50 years after rolling off the assembly line, these cars continue to inspire passion and devotion. They remind us of an era when cars were more than transportation, they were expressions of who we were and who we wanted to become. The 1966 Mustang 2+2 Fastback isn't just a classic car. It's a piece of American history, rolling sculpture, and a dream on four wheels.